Tarkir Dragon Storm has been an absolute home run. Let's talk about it. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. This is Monday. This past weekend was Tarkir Dragon Storm pre-release, and holy moly, is this set amazing and on fire, and people love it. I want to talk about why Tarkir Dragon Storm has been a success, and I want to hope that Wizards gets this in through their head that Magic the Gathering can just be Magic the Gathering, and it's fun, and people like it, and people want it, and people want to buy it. And I hope that Wizards sees that as a result of Tarkir Dragon Storm. So let's get into it. Why was this so good? We had absolute blowout numbers for our store, absolutely fun, a blast. I would say the last time we had this level of excitement for a standard set, I would say maybe goes back to like Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I think that that's where I would go in terms of like people just being excited and wanting to engage with the set. We had like 60 some people through our pre-release weekend. We did a Thursday night, midnight, we did a Friday, we did a Saturday, and we did a Sunday. The most people we've ever had for a Sunday pre-release. We had 12 people, which is the most. I mean, it's hard to get people to come out on a Sunday 3 days after the pre-releases have already started. And it was awesome to see people just excited about the set. And what I feel and what I've heard from people is that they just like the mechanics. They just like the set. They like playing dragons. I played the first round on Thursday night, and man, the format is slow, and it's kind of grindy, and it just feels like you're playing Magic the Gathering. I think at the end of the day, that works. Like, it just works. People like Magic the Gathering. This is a Magic the Gathering players set. People who have grown up playing Magic the Gathering, people who spent their college years playing Magic the Gathering are going to love this set. I think it's a really, really big deal. And on top of that then, so you have this idea, the mechanics are fun. We talk about the same thing every set, right? That the question is, are the mechanics fun? Because if the answer is yes, and people have a good time at pre-release or playing the commander decks, which we're going to do a whole nother video on the commander decks, because I think these commander decks have the opportunity of being some of the best-selling commander decks that Wizards has ever put out. Like, they are so good, so powerful. Right out of the box, they are so ridiculously powerful. The power creep on commander decks is insane. In this set, it's like on full force. It's like on like absolute full force. But we talk about it every time. If people hang out, enjoy the set, enjoy playing the set, inevitably what they like doing is going and opening booster boxes. And this is why we are seeing, again, in my opinion, it has less to do with the supply cuts, which I know there have been supply cuts, but it's not like Wizards is printing 13 boxes. They're still printing supply. There's still, today I was able to get a couple of collector boxes, so there's still some floating out at distribution. It's not like they completely hindered the supply of this set. That is not why this set is doing well. Why it's doing well is because people are engaging with the game, they're playing it, they're enjoying it, and so what they want to do is go and open packs so that they get more of the same thing. And then you have the whole other dynamics of like the pull rates and the flashy variants and all that stuff. But the root cause of this is that Magic the Gathering, get this, is a fun game. And when it's not gimmicky, and when it's not, inside of some hotel and Murders at Karlov Manor, and when it's not some like racing car game, and when it doesn't have those gimmicks, and instead it just has what we like, Magic the Gathering, and flavor, and dragons, and it feels like a fantasy world-playing game, people just like it, and they want to engage with it. And we haven't seen this kind of, we haven't seen a love letter to Magic the Gathering in a while. Bloomburrow was a fantastic set, okay? Bloomburrow, home run of a set. It wasn't a love letter to Magic. It wasn't a Magic the Gathering feeling players set. It's an amazing set. It was a good set. Has a couple gimmicks, right? But it still felt like Magic. But in the end, it wasn't Magic DNA. This set is Magic DNA, and there's going to be a lot of people who are really excited about that, who have grown up playing Magic, who spend a lot of their time playing Magic, and that's going to get people engaged and back into the hobby right in time for us to go right back to Final Fantasy, to Universes Beyond, to Spider-Man, to all these things. But I just don't want it to get lost. They put out a set that was Magic the Gathering, and it's doing phenomenally. It's selling through everywhere. I had a message from my rep this morning. He said he had 120 emails of people asking for more Dragonstorm. That's a good thing. And Wizards is going to see this, and they're going to have confidence. Hopefully, it gives them confidence in that their IP matters, and that Magic the Gathering fans and people who have been in this industry and in this hobby for a long time, that we want regular Magic the Gathering. We don't want all the gimmicky, all the other stuff all the time. We're going to have to live with it. I know I sound like a boomer. I try on these videos to not sound like a boomer and not just go on my, the high horse of no Marvel and all that. We have to accept that Marvel and SpongeBob and Final Fantasy and The Princess Bride, we have to accept that all those things are now part of Magic the Gathering. But we can also advocate and be excited that Wizards will see something like this and say, listen, there was no gimmick. There was no gimmick. What we sold with Dragonstorm Tarkir was Magic the Gathering. That's what we sold. Grindy, in-your-face Magic the Gathering, dragons, fantasy world Magic the Gathering, no SpongeBob, no gimmicks, just fun card playing. And at the end of the day, Wizards is going to see that, and that's going to be a home run. So now let's talk about what's next. Okay, so this is what's really interesting. You got collector boxes with serialized cards, so they can't do like a full-on reprint of this, right? You've got Bloomburrow that's kind of hanging in there at like $400. You've got supply that we're going to see a couple more boxes come to the market. This week, some distros will clear out. Other distros might limit it or raise the price. I'm sure that will happen. If you can even get any collector boxes. In my opinion, what's going to happen, you're going to see the product sell out. Commander decks, dude, when you show up to your table and somebody plays one of these precons, it's going to make you want to go pick up one of these precons. These precons are so good. You're going to see those kind of dry up for a little bit, and then there'll be another wave. So don't get into the FOMO on things like that. But if you are looking for collector boxes, in the short term, I would start thinking about looking right now, because I just think these collector boxes are really, really full. We were streaming last night. People were having a blast opening them. They are just full of pulls and fun, and the cards are powerful, and there's a lot of stuff that people want. But the play boosters, the commander decks, those will all see more reprints. Those are not limited. Those are all going to see consistent and, updated reprints. So make sure you don't overspend on play boosters and commander decks, just because those will see more supply. But the collector boxes, listen, they're moving on to Final Fantasy. Everything is shifting. Distro is getting ready to shift towards probably the busiest month in TCG history. We have Destined Rivals and Final Fantasy coming out in the same window, and it's going to be a huge amount of time and energy, and nobody's going to be focused on this other stuff in the background. So let me know what you think. Did you have fun at your Tarkir Dragon Storm pre-release? We had an absolute blast. I love the set. I'm sure there's somebody on the other side of that hates it. I want to know your thoughts and why you don't like it. If you want to hang out in the Discord server, join it at KitchenTableTCG.com. Hop in there, come hang out in the Discord server. We have a lot of fun. We're going to start trying to stream some more, doing some more pack openings. It was a ton of fun to hang out with you guys last night, just engage back and forth in content. So hopefully you have yourself a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.